Okay, hello, friends. I believe we are live. It has been a while since I've gone live on YouTube like this, so please forgive me. I'm still getting acquainted with like the techie side of it. But yeah, if you guys can see me, just let me know in chats, and we will be getting started very shortly. All right, friends, I can see some people saying that they see me. Okay, beautiful, beautiful. Awesome. So as I always like to open these lives with, you can let me know in the chats where you're tuning in from and what brings you here today. And I am going to get my tarot ready for us. So D-Boy says, I'm from India. Dragons brought me here. As they do, right? As they do. It's all in perfect divine timing. Love it, love it. I myself am tuning in from Berlin, Germany. The dragons also brought me here. Yeah, so I'm hosting this live today. It's kind of spontaneous. I noticed during this period of chaos and intensity that I hit 15,000 subscribers on YouTube. So just as a thank you to you guys, I wanted to go live and offer you some goodies, if you will. And I know the energies have been intense lately. So basically, we're going to channel the dragons. We're going to channel our higher selves. We're going to get some guidance on the current energies and how to navigate them in the most empowered way possible. And I would say the main event today is we're going to go on a light body journey to the dragon realm, which should be real fun. I don't know what's going to happen there, but I get the sense they're going to help us recharge and prepare for this brand new chapter, because that's exactly what's happening right now. Maybe you guys have felt it, but we've kind of been in this deep purging, this deep transformation process, this rebirthing process. It's been a lot. There's been a lot of rest needed, a lot of things you've had to let go of, most likely. And now I'm happy to report we are finally entering the new chapter. And so together with the dragons today, with each other, we're going to plant the seeds for this new chapter and see where it takes us. So we got Tyler from Camden, Tennessee. You did QAA back in April. The dragons brought you back. Awesome. Glad to have you back, Tyler. So we got Dionisio from Portugal. Your dragon guides and friends brought you. Beautiful, beautiful. Thanks, Keen Ancients. Appreciate you. Tim from the Netherlands. Welcome, welcome. We got Brenda from Oklahoma in the US. Welcome, welcome. Leo, also in Berlin. We have Ascension Day today. Oh, yeah. I saw that. I was like, oh my God, I'm going to go live on Ascension Day. How perfect. So maybe the dragons will help us to ascend. So Caitlin, thank you. You used to vibe on my TikTok lives back in 2022, but it's been a minute. Wild energy, right? Yeah, I love those TikTok lives. I miss them. Probably I'll go live on TikTok again when I hit the 300,000 subscriber mark there, which will be very, very soon. So stay tuned if you're still on TikTok. We got Emil from Bulgaria. Beautiful, beautiful. So Keen says, this is a new experience for me. My intuition is my guide. Beautiful, beautiful. Love to hear that. We got Matia. Thank you, my friend. Dean from Maine. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, I recognize some of you from QAA. Awesome to have you guys back. Vibing today as we open this new chapter together. So let's just take a moment to like center ourselves and ground the energy. We're going to kind of open this energetic space together with a brief meditation. And then we're going to go into the channeling, like I said, From there, we'll have a light body journey to the dragon realm. That's going to be the main event. And then at the end, I will open the floor to you guys for an open Q&A. And what's exciting about this Q&A is it's like nothing is taboo here. You can ask whatever you want, whether it's just general about something like dragons or ascension, the current energies, whether you have something specific in your life that you want guidance on, we can channel guidance on that. Whether you're wondering about me, regardless of what your questions are, happy to answer those at the end of the session. So hope you're able to stay around, stay tuned. It's going to be a fun time today. And let's dive in. So you guys can just close your eyes for a moment. And just start to bring awareness to your breathing, to your breath. Observing, allowing, drawing awareness to it without needing to control. Simply allowing your breath to flow naturally, easily, effortlessly. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Bringing back any scattered energies, fragmented parts of yourself. Noticing these thoughts, these impulses, as if they were balloons flying off in different directions, and imagining now that you're just gently taking the strings of each balloon, bringing them back to center, bringing them back to yourself, creating wholeness, unity, integration, stability right now in the present moment. Knowing that all is as it should be, all is in perfect divine timing and divine alignment. You are fully supported by the universe, always, in all ways. You are divinely connected, protected, and loved. Taking in a nice, deep, conscious inhale of that frequency, setting the intention to connect in with golden source light, allowing that to wash in like a waterfall, waves upon waves of healing, enlivening energy. As it flows throughout your system, activating your light codes, repairing your DNA, dissolving any blockages that may be hindering you from communing with your higher self, guides, and dragons today. And on your next exhale, just imagining you're giving any of that excess energy, anything that's no longer serving you, back to Mother Earth for transmutation. Letting it go, letting it flow, choosing to be here now. You are that you are. It is that it is. You can place your hands on your hearts now, taking in another conscious inhale and imagining you are bringing this golden source light now directly into your heart space, activating it, opening it, allowing in the divine support, the love, the abundance that is all around you, that is in fact you. Feeling it flow to you and through you now in your heart space, your heart chakra, expanding outward. And this time, as you exhale, you will send that golden love energy, that frequency out into your environments, dissolving all negativity, creating a safe and centered space for yourself in this present moment. Just letting it be, letting it settle in, claiming this space for the lights, claiming this space for yourself, for each and every one of us here or tuning in the future to the recording. Feeling how this golden energy is now all around you, how you are safe, you are held, you are connected, you are empowered. You are here now. And on your next inhale, I want you to imagine that you are calling in your higher self, your spirit guides, your dragons, your angels, your ancestors, any multidimensional aspects, ascended masters, any higher frequency beings that have your highest good in mind and in heart, and the highest good of all in mind and in heart. Inviting them into this space now. And feeling how they join us in communion here. Bolstering this bubble of love, clarity, and empowerment we've created for ourselves. Grounding us even more deeply into center, into the present moment. And again, on your next exhale, you can set the intention to release anything that's not a match to this higher frequency, allowing yourself to get lighter and lighter, clearer and clearer, more and more grounded in the present moment, the truth of who you are. Just starting to embody this energy, you might get the urge to move your body in some way. Allow your body to move, to ground, to integrate these frequencies now as you receive them with grace and gratitude. Knowing that you are enough, you are whole, you are safe, you are powerful, you are worthy, you are divine. Now, before we conclude this opening ceremony of sorts, I want you to imagine that we are all joining energy now. You can imagine that each soul here, regardless of when they are tuning in, is a golden orb of light, and we are all in a circle together. And you can imagine that we take form, we take shape in this light, the silhouettes of our human form materializes. And you can now take the hand of the person on your left-hand side and the hand of the person on your right-hand side. You can take in a nice, deep, conscious inhale of that golden source light again, filling your lungs, filling your frequency, And then this time, as you exhale, imagine you're sending that frequency, that love, that empowerment to the person on your right-hand side. And as you inhale, you receive that energy from the person on your left-hand side with grace, allowing yourself to be in that receiving energy, knowing that you are worthy to receive just as much as you are to give. So for a few breaths, let's do this, supporting each other, creating a vortex of golden source light together. Exhaling and giving that energy to the person on your right. Inhaling and receiving from the person on your left. Inhale and exhale. 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 Settling in now into this circle, into this sacred space we have created, allowing yourself to be here now. Setting the intention that each and every soul who tunes in will receive exactly what they need to receive from this transmission. Setting the intention that you too will receive exactly what you need to receive from this transmission. Setting the intention that we will all begin this new chapter of our ascension process, empowered, abundant, loved, and free. As we align even more deeply with our desired outcomes, our desired timelines and realities. Remembering that if it can be conceived of, it exists. Simply in wanting something, conceiving of it, it already exists and you already have it in some other dimension, some other timeline. And now you can surrender that, whatever it is, to this circle, to your higher self, your guides, your dragons, your ancestors, your angels, the ascended masters, and know that they are going to assist you now in manifesting it tangibly. It is simply a matter for 3D reality to catch up. Because 3D reality, as they wish to remind you so playfully, is slow. Sometimes it requires our patience. But just because it's slow, just because it's taking longer than your ego might want it to take, doesn't mean it's not happening. And definitely doesn't mean it doesn't exist and it's not for you. So with that said, friends, soul sisters, soul brothers, let's take in a deep inhale of this frequency, of this knowing, of your inner sovereignty. Allowing it to sink into your cells, your bones, your body. And then let out one more exhale, releasing anything else that is hindering you. Letting it go once and for all. As you slowly bring your focus back to the present moment, to the present space. And you can move with the energy, stretching it out. shaking it out, coming back to your body, choosing to be here now, choosing to be present and focused as we proceed with the rest of this session. When you're ready, you can open your eyes and you can let us know in the chat how you are feeling now and what your intention is for today. Let's lay out some intentions. Know that intentions are seeds. And now, as we have this blank slate before us, it is the perfect time to be planting those seeds. Welcome, Carol. Welcome, C. Sand from Colorado. Welcome, Keegan from Utah. Sasha. Camex from Quebec. Alicia. All right, D-Boy says, powerful empowerment, inner stability, sizzle. Love that. Leo says, wow, my intention is clarity on what to do next to make my desires certain, especially my divine abundance. Perfect. You're in the right place for that, my friend. Sasha says, I feel calm. Beautiful. That's what we like to hear. So I'm going to pull a card. We're going to start just with some tarot. We're going to keep it light with some tarot from my Game of Thrones deck. I'm going to pull a card for us. Specifically, I'm going to channel just the Dragon Collective, just as a collective, because yeah, they're taking over the show today. We're going to go visit the Dragon Realm, so they want to talk to us directly. And we're going to see what is coming for us in June of 2025. So as of filming this, it is the end of May 2025. It has been a very intense, high energy year so far. There's been a lot happening. It's basically like every month is a year worth of lessons and activations and integrations. I don't know if anyone else feels that. And now we're entering June. So dragons, what can we expect? Let's see what other intentions we've got. Well, I'm shuffling. Okay. So the God channel says, my intention is to join energy to rise, reaching out to do this collectively. Beautiful. D-Boy says, intention would be embodying my source self in every single moment and live with that empowerment and sovereignty. Dean says, calm and collected with the intention to receive divine guidance. Mystic Jaguar says, my intention is to manifest wealth. Monkey Kim, welcome, welcome. Nice to have you, friend. Gabriel says, I'm going to journal and feeling calm. Beautiful. D-Boy says, doesn't even feel like it's May. Well, what is time, right? That's what I'm always saying. What is time? What is time? It's starting to lose its hold, starting to dissolve. I can't believe it. Like on one hand, it feels like I blinked since the beginning of the year. On the other hand, it feels like many lifetimes have passed since the beginning of the year. There's been so many like changes in my life, at least, and boss fights and things happening. It's been absolutely insane, but exciting. And I think we're all, again, collectively reaching this point where we get to breathe a little bit. We get to relax. I don't know necessarily that this like energetic marathon that we've been on is going to be completely over. I get the sense it's going to go at least for the rest of this year, but I also get the sense that we might in June get a break. It's almost like if you're running a marathon, how sometimes, you know, you stop at the side of the road, you get some drinks, you fuel up. It's like that. So I get the sense that might be June. Still waiting for a card from them. They're feeling shy. Let's see what comes out. Tyler says, calm, cool, and collected. Just blasted the neighborhood with back-to-back dad sneezes and released some negativity. LOL. Glad to hear that, Tyler. That sounds epic. Sounds like a dragon sneeze to me. And definitely, that's a big release for you. Oh ho ho, whoa ho ho ho. Okay, I like that card. Uh-huh. Okay, now you guys are talking. All right, let's get one more. So they gave us two already. Let's get one more. I'm feeling one more. What can we expect for June 2025? And also, friends, I'm also going to do like an energy update video, but this is, yeah, your special sneak preview. I don't even know what to expect here. Caitlin says, feeling refreshed and grounded, intention to gain clarity on fully stepping into my soul's purpose. Sizzle. Okay. All right. I like to see this. Thank you, dragons. Oh, finally, some good news. All right. So what do we have? So I'm going to show you guys just each one briefly. And if you're new to my lives and my sessions, I don't like to just talk at you guys from up here. I don't want to be your guru that like tells you what to think and like just, channels the information for you exclusively. I encourage you to own your powers, to step into your own sovereignty. So how I like to do tarot readings is I'm actually going to get your interpretations on these cards before I say anything. And then later I will weigh in with my interpretations and kind of what I'm receiving. And together we'll co-create a bigger picture, I imagine, for this energy. So first, we have the 10 of coins, 10 of pentacles. Isn't that a beautiful card to see? Oh. And then we have the 8 of cups in reverse. 8 of cups in reverse. And then we have the hierophants. Ooh. Yeah. So I'm going to hold that first one up for you guys, and I'm just curious what you think it means. So the intention, the collective energy for this poll is, what can we expect in June 2025? What can we expect this coming month? And know, if you're watching this in the future, it still applies to you. It might not be June 2025, though. It's just whatever month is upcoming, it will apply for you. All right, so we've got the 10 of Pentacles. Lay some interpretations on me, my friends. Dionisio says, when a golden dragon showed themselves to me 2 years ago, in a period where I chose myself against what the world said I should be doing, he showed me all the abundance in my future. Amen to that, my friend. Yeah. That's what I love about golden dragons. Golden dragons are this. Golden dragons are this frequency, yeah? Keegan sets the intention to align, embracing the next steps. Beautiful. Caitlin said some amazing orbs just flew across the screen. The dragons are here. Amen to that. You better believe they are. Sasha says, it says to me I need to work literally in regards to this card. And D-Boy says, I see golden dragons. Ah, that's so funny. I hadn't even said that bit about, yeah, this is golden dragons. Exactly. Sasha says, make money, start to work, and you're already on your way. Beautiful. God Channel says, emerging opportunities. Carol says, rain of gold. Gabriel says, material abundance and family. Dionisio says, that's when I found your channel and binged it completely. I had no idea that dragons were real and spiritual creatures either, right? I didn't know for the longest time either. That was a really pleasant surprise. Mystic Jaguar says, the abundance is already here. Amen. Keegan says, love this. I see truth, strong standings for truth. Yes. Leisha says, at work, just offering energetic support, representing the gold and black dragons. D-Boy says, I see that abundance is all around us. It's about perspective. I see they said patience, abundance is for you, and abundance is here right now. Exactly. Sizzle. That's what I like to hear. Anyone else before I weigh in? Okay, we'll give it 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Going, going, gone. Okay. Oh, we had a couple coming in. We had Keen saying, my intention is to grow and have an immersive, powerful connection to not only my dragon soul, but for the dragons that chose to work with me. It's a pleasure. Beautiful. And then Dionisio says, my intention is owning my power and claiming all the abundance that's already coming to me. And D-Boy says, we are about to be showered by abundance by the universe. Yeah, exactly. I love that you guys are talking about abundance, because that is exactly what I see in this card. That's why I was super excited to see this card. This is like the abundance card. This is the physical material abundance card. Coins, pentacles is earth elements. It's the 3D. It's the physical realm. 10 is the completion of the cycle. And not only is it like the completion where it's like boss fight energy, it's like climax energy. 10 is like denouement, if you know that term, energy. It's basically the epilogue, where it's like after all the intensity and the craziness at the climax, you get to just relax. You get to just chill, and you get to receive, and you get to allow, and you get to reap the rewards of like this entire, 10 number cycle that you've been on. So I sense like collectively, I know like we've been in the mad trenches of like, especially financial abundance, honestly, like quite literally financial abundance, but just abundance in general and financial abundance. This has been a huge topic the past couple of months, which is why I hosted the Quantum Abundance Accelerator a couple months ago. And I've noticed other creators, other channelers also talking about this lately. It's absolutely huge right now. It's absolutely crucial that we break free from these matrix programs of poverty consciousness, which in and of itself is just separation. So when you're in poverty, when you're in lack, why that happens is energetically, you feel that you're disconnected from source. There's like a disconnect there. When you're connected to source, this is what there is. This is all there is. It's just, you're just like, okay, make it rain, make it rain, and it rains. This is all there is. There's only abundance when you're connected. And the great news, friends, is that we are literally always connected to that source. And that's what I was trying to remind you of subconsciously on a soul level in this opening meditation, to connect to source. You can always do exactly what we did, where you open your channel, you imagine that golden light coming in, and you reconnect consciously with source. You're always connected, but when we get in the mind, we get in the ego, we get in the matrix programming, we can forget that. And because we are sovereign creators of our own reality, our reality will start to reflect that illusion back to us, that illusion of poverty and lack. But know that it is an illusion. And this really is saying, hey, abundance is here, and it is all around you. It's yours for the taking, especially now. This shows me, friends, that you've done a lot of work on your abundance blockages, like a lot of work. You've slaved, you've been in this poverty mindset and these poverty experiences for so long, and now it's time to feast. And you're going to start seeing that in June 2025. Like, this is where we finally start to see tangible rewards. So the intangible, they're already here. We've kind of been in that energy since the end of March. And now going into the end of June, this is where, okay, it starts to take physical form now. I finally get to see what all of this energetic work, all this shadow work, all this releasing is actually for. And it helps you, by extension, to not feel so crazy, right? To not feel like this is all for nothing and you should just give up because you're tired. It's basically going to give you the fuel necessary to keep on keeping, which is very, very exciting. So yeah, there's really nothing but good energy here. It's just like support is all around you. Final note on this that they're giving me is, it's like, I feel like each and every one of you has within your heart something that you really feel called to offer the collective. Oh, I'm getting chills. Yeah, to step into more powerfully, to a greater degree, like a service that you want to offer. This is your sacred work, I'm hearing. So they're saying for the month of June, this is the time to take action, okay? Take action, and you're going to see like instant manifestations of your abundance reflecting that. When you take action in alignment with what is in your heart, what you genuinely want to do, what is authentic, You're going to be immediately rewarded this month. That's what they're saying. It's a really magical opportunity, actually. On the same token, they're saying if you're still playing small and you're, doing things that don't feel aligned just because it's comfortable, let's say, because it provides a sort of comfort or stability, you will see immediate results of that, kind of feeling maybe more drained, more irritable, just not feeling so in the flow. So this is basically a month where the more you are trusting that inner voice, that authenticity within, and you're acting on it, the more you're going to be rewarded, the more you're going to see tangible manifestations of that effort. So I hope that makes sense. That resonates. Yeah, Mystic Jaguar says, I fully receive that message. Amen to that, my friend. And let's go into the next one. So again, I'm going to hold this for you guys, and I want you to just let me know, what are your impulses? Like, what are your initial impressions of this? And then I'll weigh in as well. So we have the 8 of Cups, and it's in reverse. Thoughts? D-Boy says, no more trapped in our own self-limitations and darkness. Yeah, maybe stepping out of the dark and into the light. Keegan says, cleared out, emptied out. Nova says, emptying out the darkness, making way for new beginnings. Exactly. Yeah. It's like he's embarking on a journey right now. Gabriel says, facing challenges. Yeah, it's scary. It's scary to embark on a new journey. It's scary to embark on a new chapter. You're going to be out of your comfort zone a little bit, but it's also exciting if you really tune in. It can be just as exciting and expansive. D-Boy says, our mind creates troubles for our path. Stay heart-centered. Carol says, when I first saw it, I heard the break of something, let go of something heavy. Yeah. Sasha says, stop drinking literally, even though I didn't for a long time, and not use bad stuff that's bad for my health. Yeah, keep the channel clear. Just nourish your body with things that feel healthy and aligned for it. And that in turn keeps your channel clear. Mattia says, a lot of emotions to leave in the past. Totally. Mystic Jaguar says, quit sitting in darkness and fear. Step out into your abundance. Take actions. Use your emotional energy to work for you instead of against you. Yes. Very poetically put. D-Boy says, also, it says, don't forget to appreciate all of your growth. Yeah, because you've been on a long journey so far, too. It's like, you've been around the block a few times, and that's what I see here. It's like this character, he's leaving a bunch of people behind. Like, he's created foundations for himself here. He went on a journey to create all of this, and now he's having the courage to be like, okay, it's time to leave this behind. It's time to go out on my own again, to go on an adventure into the unknown, into scary yet exciting territory. And so, like, yeah, what I'm seeing with this 8 of Cups is kind of about exactly that. It's like entering into uncharted territory, leaving something behind. And what I'm seeing here is like it's leaving behind the darkness of the old chapter and the old story. Because for all of us, hidden within quite literally the shadows of our subconscious, we have these stories given to us by the matrix that are not serving us. For example, that we must suffer and that we must be martyrs and that it can't be easy. Like, in order for it to be earned, it has to be hard. You have to work hard. You have to suffer. And we can just let that go now. We can let that go and move into a brighter chapter. And with this, It also shows there's heavy emotions. There's emotions. This might be an emotional month. But know that any emotions that arise, they are simply the echoes of the past. So you've already left, just like he has. You've already left. You're already in the new chapter, believe it or not. And so if you have grief, particularly coming up this month, simply echoes of this old version of you, the old story. The best you can do right now is simply to feel that emotion, to honor it, instead of repressing, pushing away, getting into this negative spiral of like, oh no, why am I back here again? Why can't I ever seem to heal from this? Just to let yourself feel it without judgment, and it will dissolve. And you will be able to move forward confidently in a grounded way once more. Nova says, embrace the magic 8. Yes, 8 is the number of unlimited potential and possibility. And I feel, June, there's a lot of potential and possibilities at play. A lot of doors are opening. And quite literally, we have in this card, doors opening, right? That's what I feel. There's going to be doors opening for you in places you might not have expected, that are going to pay off, you know, energetically, financially, health-wise, emotionally, relationship-wise. And yeah, Sasha says, yeah, like my ex. Dionisio says, I'm leaving behind alcohol and weed, except in rituals, and explaining clearly what I want in relationships without fear of rejection, because I only want people aligned with my goals. Amen to that, my friend. Keegan says, yes, this resonates. Beautiful. Yeah, D-Boy says, this is what I'm working on right now. We are aligned. We are aligned. That's how it works, right? We're all walking this path together. Even though we have to walk alone, like literally no one can do this for you. Only you can do this for you. You are on this journey alone in some ways, but we are alone together. So we are walking. What you can't see in the card is like, there's another person here and another person here and another person here. We are walking in parallel to each other, experiencing these same energies, these same releases, integrations, activations. And though we have to kind of work through it on our own, we're also supporting each other. When you do your own shit, you're also supporting others in doing that same stuff. Tasha says, yeah, alone together. Exactly. And that's why I like to, you know, come together in sessions like this so that we can remind each other that we're not going crazy and we're not broken. We're in this together, actually, even though we can't, you know, do the work for each other. We're in this together. We're supporting each other. We're bolstering each other every step of the way. So yeah, the more I get, final note on this, the more you're willing to just let go of painful, old, limiting stories, beliefs, relationships, work environments, etc., the more this door opens up to you. This door of ultimate freedom, abundance, supports, love, perfect health. This is like all the good things, friends. It's all the good things. It's right there for the taking. You open the door. It's only you can open the door. No one else is going to open that door for you. Only you can do it. But it is right there for you to take, for you to align with. It is a frequency that you can choose to align with anytime. But off, that is to say too, you want me to note, no spiritual bypassing. It's not like, okay, you get sad, you get some grief, and you're just like, okay, no, I'm not going to think about this now. I'm going to just distract myself. Love and light, love and light, love and light. And you just like spiritual bypass your way through. No, you got to feel through these things. That's why it's the 8 of Cups. Cups is emotions, the emotional realm. Feel what is authentic to you in every given moment. And the more fully you're able to feel it in the moment, the more quickly it's going to pass, and you're going to anchor into that high vibrational love and light state again. So that said, Brenda says, I lost the love of my life 35 years ago in June. It's been hard. Let's send Brenda some love straight from the heart space, in healing that and transmuting that and integrating that. And even inviting that person to join you on this journey, because they can. No one's ever really gone. No one's ever really lost. Just, it's like this abundance card. You know, they're always there. Our deceased loved ones, they're always there with us, regardless of if we can see them tangibly, we can feel them or not. They're always there. We can always tap into their frequency. So that said, friends, let's move on to the final card. We have the Hierophant, Major Arcana. So, friends, what do you think? What's your interpretation of this one, the Hierophant? Also, I just noticed this, but it's, you know, this is number 5. It's associated with Mercury. And we're in Gemini season now. It's literally the perfect Gemini season card. Nova says, always stay true to your path. Totally. Caitlin says, it's giving next level awakening. Embodied enlightenment. I like that. Embodied enlightenment. That's cool. I feel that could be the name of like a series. A series or some business or something. Gabriel says, seeking counsel for our higher self and the Order of the Dragons. Mystic Jaguar says, ancestral support, embodying the teacher and the student simultaneously. Yes. Matthias says, be ready to be listened to. Sasha says, I can't think seriously about it. It reminds me of a meme in my country, and it says to me to remember that I'm goth and not alt. I love that. I love that. So that's you channeling. If that's what it means to you, roll with that. And I love that you're able to get a good laugh out of it too, because laughter is alchemy. That is how we alchemize, like in the most empowered, like quick way possible, is just laughing about stuff. That's why if you work with the dragons for any amount of time, you'll see they're generally not very serious at all. They have mad senses of humor. Our Tuggle says, trusting the inner knowing due to the work that has already been done. Carol says, I see it as knowledge, structure, a new level. Brenda says, I'm better now. Thank you all. I see him in my dreams. I know he isn't really gone. Amen to that. D-Boy says, it told me we all have it within us. Trust yourself. Trust your inner wisdom, knowledge, and your connection to source. Share your authenticity. Share your lights. Bring the mandate of heaven to earth, says Stanton. Yeah, totally. Yeah, I like that embodied enlightenment thing. I feel like, yeah, it's time to be the guide, friends. It's time to be this leader of the lights, all right? But it's not like guru energy, where again, like I said at the very beginning of the session, where you're not talking at people from up here like, I'm so special and I am on the top of this cliff and you're down there and I know what's right for you. No, you simply just embody your truth. That's it. You embody your truth, you embody your authenticity, and like the activator you are, you start to help others experience that same energy, that same enlightenment, just through your presence. Ooh, I got chills. Like, feel that. Your presence alone is all that is needed. Particularly this month, they're saying. It's like, You may be getting a lot of ideas of like all these different things you should be doing, but really they're like, focus more on being here, being present, being grounded, holding space for others when you feel called, when you feel you're in a place to do so. Know that simply just by being, you are the most productive you can possibly be right now. And again, it's like very, you know, Gemini season card. It's perfect. Mercury, communication, blue, throat chakra, these birds, also messengers. So it's time to speak up. It's time to speak your truth rather than like bottling it away and being like, oh, it's scary though. They're going to burn me at the stake. They're going to hang me. It's not safe to speak my truth. Who feels that? Does anyone feel that? Give me a 1 in the chat if you feel that witch wound, if you will, that past life trauma where it's like, oh gosh, if I speak my truth, that's not safe. Who am I to speak my truth? This is very common for people on the spiritual awakening path to not feel safe, because honestly, it wasn't safe before. It wasn't safe in your past lives on earth to speak your truth. And you did die probably many times speaking your truth. That's why it's so deeply ingrained. Even in this lifetime where it now is safe, there's still a part of you that's like, no, I can't do it. I can't do it. But know that it's safe now. And now is the time, more than any other time, to speak yourself, to speak your truth yourself, to put yourself out there. And I'm getting specifically, and y'all will know who you are. So some of you are feeling called to share your voice on social media, to perhaps share in your local communities. I'm seeing like people putting up notices on bulletin boards, like meetups, groups or something. You're feeling called to put yourself out there. This is your green flag. It's time. This is the season for it. You know, before everyone was wrapped up in their own shadow work these past months. Basically, this entire year, 2025, we've all been deep in the trenches of transformation, deep in the trenches of transformation. And now the time has come where the energy, it's lightening. Like I said, it's a little break from the marathon. And so people are going to be more receptive to what you have to offer now. They're going to be able to hear it because they're not so wrapped up in their stories at the moment. In any case, I don't know if that'll change later in this year, but for now, yeah, people are more receptive. They're ready for communication again. They're ready for connection again. They're just waiting for you, to shine your light. And know, the more authentic you are, the more authentically you can shine your lights, the more quickly you're going to magnetize soul family. People that you don't have to justify yourself to. They just get you instantaneously. Simple. And you don't have to worry about like it being scary. And by magnetizing these people and speaking your truth around them, you will see how safe you really are in speaking your truth. You will generate the evidence that it is safe. And the dragons are saying this is very important for you moving forward, because you are a leader of the light. Anyone that's watching this session, anyone that felt called to attend, it is no accident. You are a leader of the light. You are what is called a front runner, a vanguard. You volunteered to go first and to face this darkness first. Like we saw on this card, you know, everyone has to face this darkness eventually, but you decided that you were going to do it first because you're brave and you've got courage. Even if you don't feel like it from the perspective of your ego, your human meat suit, your avatar in the video game, your higher self was ready for the challenge. And your higher self is coming through now. Your higher self, which can also be represented by this card, wants you to know you are never given more than you can handle. So any challenge in your life, it's there because you can handle it. It wouldn't be there otherwise. If it was too much for you, you wouldn't be facing it. So any challenge in your life, just know that you have the power and let that propel you forward. Know that you are truly unfuckwithable. No one can stop you. No one. You are divinely supported. You are divinely abundant. You are divinely aligned. Like, look at that. Look at that resting bitch face. Like, look at that. It's like, I'm not messing around anymore, friends. Like, let's get it. Let's get it. This is you. This is you and your enlightenment. This is the golden source energy. You know, this is the blue is you communicating your truth. You're ready. You're ready. And also, finally, final note on this, the card's saying that you've got psychic abilities. Use them. Many of you, I'm sensing in this collective, have very, very strong gifts, latent gifts and talents psychically that you're not using. And that's a shame. They're like, if you're experiencing, this is important. Oh, this is juicy. If you're experiencing like financial, particularly financial lack in your life right now, y'all know who you are. If you're experiencing financial lack, you're struggling with your finances or just the physical world in general. Also, relationships for some people, that's going to be a hot button. It's because you're still not tapping into your innate gifts and sharing them with the world. So you're experiencing lack in the external world because there's this lack within where you have this abundance of gifts, but you're like, oh no, I can't share it. Nope, that's not for other people. And you're being called to share that now. And know that when you share that, the door, it opens wide. And then all of this comes in. So particularly for those struggling with love, this is a wedding feast, by the way. So yeah, like your person, this is a big year for divine counterparts, twin flame relationships coming in, solidifying unions happening. This is money. It's all the money you could ever want. It's healthy food. It's it's all the abundance in all the areas, really. So this might be the missing piece of the puzzle for some of you, is that you have these gifts, your guides, your higher self, the dragons, they want you to offer those in service to the collective, and you're not doing it yet. And so you're feeling cut off from source. You're feeling cut off from abundance. But the moment you're like, all right, let's do it. I'm opening my wings. Here I am, world. I'm offering my services. The switch flips. Abundance flows in like a waterfall, and you can't close it again. You can't go back once it's open. So yeah, that's, ooh, I got chills. That was a powerful one. Thanks, guys. That was great. So that's like just our energies for June, friends. I'm wondering, so we are going to have this Q&A at the end, open Q&A, where I'm not going to use cards. I'm just going to channel, just going to do some direct channeling on that. But I'm curious if anyone has like a question or two for the collective overall that you want me to throw to the dragons and to the tarot while I still have the tarot out before we get into this light body journey to the dragon realm. So if anyone has any questions, I'll give you a minute to put those in now, and maybe we can pull some more tarot on them before we proceed to the next leg of our journey. And I'm going to read the comments in the meantime. Yeah, like I see all of y'all are resonating with the witch wound thing. Yes. Nick says, I hate admitting that, but yes, it's true, right? I hate admitting it too. So Keen is asking about like how to find out about how our dragons look. Ask me at the end. I will open it for Q&A. That sounds like a great question to ask me at the end. So Monkey's preparing for online streaming. See, I knew there was someone. I knew there was at least someone. Dionysia says that's exactly what I'm doing. Healing at the moment. It's doing wonders in my life. I'm claiming what I want and who I am. Sizzle. Nova says dragons are watching this. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. They are running the show. Caitlin says, I just saw a white rabbit when you held up that card. Definitely escaping the matrix. Oh, I love it. I love it. That's so weird. I literally have this image of a white rabbit right behind my computer, right there where I'm pointing. I wonder if you tapped into that. Yeah, so it's resonating. It's powerful. Cool. Cool. And Monkey, this question also, I think, would be a good one for the end. That's something I can just directly channel. I don't need to pull tarot on that. The question is, did the dragons live on Gaia before the dinosaur age? Short answer, yes. But if you want to go more into that, we can at the end. Just remind me. You can bring it up again. The dragons, they tell me, yeah, they have always been here. they're always here. They've always been here. They are like creator beings in of themselves. So they've been here like as long as time itself. Alrighty. So if y'all have noticed, I've been drinking a lot. I'm feeling the need to go on a little transmutation break. So if all of y'all are new to my sessions, this is my cute name for a pee break. So I'm just going to take a few minutes. If y'all want to just step away, do some transmuting yourself, get a drink, get a snack or something, you can do that now. I'll be back in just a couple of minutes. And also, this is a great time if you're thinking of any questions for the dragons, for the tarot, you can drop that in the chat. I'll review the chats before we move into the light body journeying section. So yeah, I will throw that to you guys. Okay, friends, I am back. Let's see if we have any questions or anything in the chat before we proceed with our little adventure, which I'm super excited about. And if you guys are ready for this light body journey to the dragon realm, just type ready in the chat for me so I can kind of get a head count on that, please. Emil says, hey, Hannah, last month I had a dream that gangsters were bullying me. And at one point I started visualizing a fire dragon, and I got angry at them. After that, I woke up stressed. There's a voice in my head saying I'm going after them. Any thoughts? Yeah, I get the sense that you're transmuting some heavy dark energies there, some aggressive, heavy dark energies. Fire dragons are great for transmutation, especially the dangerous kind, as they like to say. They love dangerous people. They love to like eat them, as my guide likes to say. They eat that dark energy. It's like food to them. So I get the sense, yeah, maybe that was this fire dragon guide talking to you and being like, hey, yo, I've got this, no stress. And maybe, yeah, this dream of the gangsters, like maybe they were actual like people in your life or something, dark forces that are kind of giving you the evil eye and kind of taking your energy. And this fire dragon's like, no more. Let's eat that. I got chills on that. So yeah, that seems to be what was happening. All right. Thanks, Little D, for the congrats on 15K. It's really crazy. I still remember just a couple of years ago hitting like 5K and being so excited about that. And it's like, whoa, now here we are. It's just a couple of years later, 15K. Huge leap. Okay, we got a lot of readies in the chats. Beautiful. Okay, let's see. Keegan had a similar dream. Old school gangsters from the 1920s. That's interesting. That's really funny. Helps to make it like less serious, I would imagine. All right, friends. I think we're gonna dive in. We're gonna dive in with this light body journey. So again, you could close your eyes and start to bring awareness to your breath, to your breathing. Just allowing your breath, as per usual, the inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Setting the intention once more to connect with that source energy, that golden light from above. To connect with your abundance, your sovereignty, your clarity, your truth. And again, just exhaling any density that comes up. Perhaps doing a quick body scan and noticing any parts of your body where you're carrying pain, tension, anxiety, doubts, fears, etc. Bringing awareness to these spaces, these places, bringing lights, that golden source energy to these spaces, illuminating them, knowing that they are simply messengers, letting you know what's weighing you down, what's blocking your channel, what's blocking you from flow. So you can thank these energies for sharing with you, and then let them go. Exhaling, releasing, getting lighter and lighter, clearer and clearer, more and more grounded in the present moment, in the lights of who you are. And in this moment, you notice that there is a portal in the distance. This is a portal directly to the dragon realm that the dragons have so graciously decided to share with all of us. However, only those attuned to the proper frequencies can enter this portal, can enter the dragon realm. So the dragons would like you to go through, as they're putting it, a spiritual car wash, if you will. They're going to help purify each of your chakras one by one with the associated dragon's fire, which I will guide you through in a moment. And then, and only then, can you enter this portal. And then, and only then, are you free to explore the dragon realm. So if you're ready to begin, you can start to approach this portal step by step by step. And now you are engulfed in red dragon's fire. This red dragon's fire moves throughout your body, gravitating toward your root chakra. And it begins to transmute, to purge any density in your root chakra. So as I speak, this purging process is taking place. You may notice thoughts, feelings, sensations arising during this process. Observe them, allow them, and then let them go. It is all a part of the purge. You can simply receive now, just like a car at the wash, just sitting, just receiving, just allowing. The dragons will take care of the rest for you. Any fears of survival, root chakra issues, food, shelter, money, they start to dissolve. And you see how the remnants simply drain out your feet, and they return through these energetic roots in your feet back to Mother Earth, who also enjoys them as food, who's happy to take these heavy energies. And now you can take another step forward, immediately becoming engulfed in orange dragon's fire. So this orange dragon's fire moves throughout your body until it settles into your sacral chakra. And you can just allow this orange dragon's fire now to move in your sacral chakra, to purge any impurities there, to transmute it to a higher frequency. Sacral chakra blockages, issues with creativity, with sexuality, also with money flow, receiving feminine energies. These wounds melt away in the love of this orange dragon's fire. Replaced with this bright clear orange energy. You can exhale, releasing any remnants that have come up. And once you feel clear, you can take another step forward to be met with yellow dragon's fire. Now the yellow dragon's fire moves throughout your body until it settles into the solar plexus chakra. Swirls within your solar plexus. You might feel heat there, fire there. This is the seat of masculine energy, fire energy. This is the seat of your confidence, your self-expression in the world, your staying power and resilience. Any blockages in those areas simply melts away in the wake of the yellow dragon's fire. You can exhale, just letting it go, letting it flow back to Mother Earth. And then you can take another step forward. And this time, green dragon's fire engulfs you, moving throughout your whole body, imbuing you with its flow before settling into your heart chakra. And instantly you may feel an expanding of the heart. Perhaps you even experience pain in the heart. No, this is nothing to be afraid of. It is simply a purging. As the green dragon's fire purges any impurities in your heart chakra, any blocks to compassion, love, particularly self-love, feelings of self-worth. Lack of peace, lack of harmony in your connections with other beings. They simply melt away in the wake of the green dragon's fire. And you exhale, letting them go fully, letting them return to Mother Earth for transmutation as you get lighter and lighter, clearer and clearer, more and more whole in the present moment, the light of who you are and have always been. And now you may take yet another step forward to be met with blue dragon's fire, which, as the others, moves throughout your body, your energy system, connecting you in before settling in your throat chakra. Starts to melt away, to dissolve any impurities in your throat chakra. As discussed earlier, any witch wounds of it not being safe to speak your truth, any places where you may be lying to yourself, fear of being seen, being heard, of being chosen, fear of authenticity, true connection with others. It is your time to step into the spotlight. The blue dragon's fire dissolves all of these blockages with ease. You feel your throat opening up, your energy lightening overall. And you can again exhale. Let go of these impurities. Just let them return to Mother Earth for transmutation. You get lighter and lighter, clearer and clearer, more and more centered in the light of who you are. What you came here to do, to be. The truth of who you are. What you came to share. And when you're ready, you can take another step forward. Now met with indigo dragon's fire. You can feel a shift in frequency. It's higher frequency energy coming in. Just let it go where it wants to go as it moves throughout your body. Settling finally in your third eye. Opening your third eye. Dissolving any blockages there. Blockages to seeing the truth, to seeing beyond the veil, beyond the illusion. Blockages to tapping into the unseen realms. Blockages to your psychic abilities being activated. Blockages to clarity and understanding your life's purpose and mission. They all simply dissolve in this indigo dragon's fire. And you can let out a conscious exhale, releasing that energy back to Mother Earth for transmutation. Letting it go, letting it flow. When you're ready, you can take another step forward. And now you are met. The final frequency, violet, dragon's fire. And this comes in with its high frequency energy moving and flow throughout your whole body, your energy, activating you at a multi-dimensional level, activating your light codes, repairing your DNA, reconnecting you to the truth of who you are and have always been and will always be. Instantaneously, it dissolves any blockages in your crown chakra, disconnection from source, from your higher self. Just exhaling, letting go of that disconnection, that separation, that lack, letting it flow back to Mother Earth. You don't need it anymore. You are free. You are liberated. You are that you are. allowing any remaining purging to happen as finally a white light washes over you, integrating this purge fully at a multidimensional level. You can now step forward again in confidence that you are ready to enter the dragon realm. You are ready to activate your own dragon energy. You are ready to go to the next level, to open this next chapter of your ascension journey in your own personal life. You are ready. So now, standing right before this portal, you can set your intention for your visits to the dragon realm. What would you like to experience? Get clear now on this. Get clear now. Most importantly, on how you would like to feel when you emerge from this light body travel. How would you like to feel? Take a moment now in silence to center yourself before we proceed. And now, if you are ready, on the count of 3, you may enter this portal and you may enter the dragon realm uninhibited. 1, 2, and 3. Entering the dragon realm now. As you emerge, you may notice that you yourself have taken dragon form upon attuning to these frequencies. Regardless of what form you are now in, you can take a moment to notice your surroundings and to ground yourself accordingly. What do you see? And what do you hear? What do you smell? And what can you touch? What can you feel physically, tangibly? And most importantly, how do you feel emotionally, energetically being here in this space? Notice this feeling and allow it to expand now. Now that you've grounded yourself, you may be greeted by another dragon or other dragons. These could be guides, or they could just be dragons who are curious to meet you, to interact with you. You can notice any other dragons that appear now and interact accordingly. I will give you a few moments in silence to have your own unique experience here. And now you may explore, knowing deep within your heart that there's something here for you, a gift, an activation, something in this realm that can greatly assist you in physically manifesting that which you wish to physically manifest back in the human realm. So you can now go on a little scavenger hunt, exploring the dragon realm at your leisure, allowing your heart to be your guide. I will give you a few moments in silence to experience this now. Regardless of where you are on your journey, you now come across that gift that was meant for you, if you haven't yet done so. You can notice what this gift is for you. Observing it, allowing it, knowing that you are more than ready to receive it. You are worthy of this and so much more. Allow yourself to receive this now with gratitude and grace. Even if it doesn't make sense to your logical mind yet, it doesn't have to in order for you to receive it. Know that it simply is. It is activated now. And now that you have it, you are being invited to a special healing frequency pool. This is basically a spa for those in the dragon realm. It is in a safe location, a loving location. And as you hear about it, instantly you are transported there. Because time does not exist as it does here. Everything can happen instantly if you choose for it to. And so now you are instantly at this healing frequency pool. Know that this is a special one that was curated specifically for you and your frequency. To dissolve any remaining impurities or blockages holding you back on your ascension journey at this point in time, this point in linear time as of watching this recording. You need only enter this pool, relax into it, and allow the activation to happen. Knowing that by bathing in this pool, your blockages will simply dissolve. And you will be able to remember the sovereignty of who you are, regardless of any darkness around you, regardless of any matrix programming, regardless of any fears, any challenges, any traumas. You will retain this umbilical cord to the dragon realm, to your dragon self, to your abundance, your sovereignty, and your power. And you can connect with this at any time in your linear time, revisiting this as often as you feel called, knowing that this is a safe space here for you, meant to assist you on your ascension path. You can request to come here before you sleep each night if you wish. This will expedite healing. It will expedite purging. It can also allow you to experience deep comfort, nourishment, fulfillment. And it attunes you directly to the frequency of sovereignty, to your personal sovereignty, which you are now ready to embody like never before. So allow yourself to rest now for a moment in silence, choosing to receive this blessing, this gift, this activation. Choosing to release the shackles of the past, of your old self. Choosing to be you. We'll give you a minute in silence to simply be. You can slowly emerge from this pool now. Coming back to the surface. Exiting in your own timing. Any dragons you've interacted with, they come to bid you farewell for now. Know that perhaps you will be visited by some of them in the human realm from this moment forward. They may play with you if you are receptive. You can say your goodbyes for now. And then bring your focus to portal that has just opened behind them. Making your way there. On the count of 1, you will enter this portal and you will be back in the human realm, fully integrated, fully activated, fully ready to begin this brand new chapter as the most sovereign version of yourself. Fully ready to receive all the blessings in your life and incoming into your life. Fully ready to embody the lights and to become a guide, a guiding light for others, a leader. You can take a nice deep inhale of these frequencies, letting out an exhale. And then on the count of 1, you can enter the portal. and return. 3, 2, and 1. Entering the portal, coming back to your body, back to presence, back to the human realm. Knowing that all is well. You are in perfect divine alignment. You are ready to begin this new chapter and embody sovereignty. You are ready to receive. Taking one more nourishing inhale of these frequencies as you come back. Letting out any remaining fears, dregs of resistance with your next exhale. Just letting it go. Letting it flow. It doesn't matter anymore. And choosing now to slowly come back to full presence. You can stretch it out. You can shake it out, just embodying this integrated energy. Or you can yawn it out. Yawning is transmutation. Yawning is integration. Oh man, so much yawning. so much integration. And if you have not yet done so, you can open your eyes, coming fully back. You can let us know in the chat how that was for you before we proceed to the next phase of our journey together. And Keen, I'm glad you appreciate my gaming chair. Yeah, for anyone that didn't see, let's see if I can move this. It's got dragons on it. It's got red dragons from Game of Thrones. So, pizza and meditation, that sounds great. Yeah, got some thank yous. Leo has a great question in the chat. I'll get to that in a moment. Fabiano says the timing for that couldn't have been better. Glad to hear it. Yeah, it's all in divine alignment. Yes, Gabriel, this, as soon as the transmission is over, as soon as this live is over, this will become a recording that is available to anyone on my YouTube. You can access it as much as you'd like. In fact, I would encourage all of you to at least access that meditation part a few times. Really allow yourself to just play in the dragon realm, to discover and to integrate kind of what we've done today. And know that we are still not done, friends. I'm going to open it now for Q&A. So like I said, you can ask basically any question, and I will channel some answers for you guys from the dragon realm, from the dragons. Also, I wanted to just let you guys know, this is just a surprise. I haven't talked about this anywhere else yet. So you guys are literally the first. You were special. I have a new program available. I'm going to put the link in the chat. The link is also going to be in the description of this recording of this live. But this is a new program I'm super excited about. In fact, the word program doesn't really do it justice. It's an activation, it's a transformation. And this is a one-to-one mentorship that I'm calling Path of the Dragon Mage. So this is for all of you dragon souls out there who are kind of craving mentorship on your journey, who want to really learn how to embody unfuck with ability, to embody alchemy, and to take, you know, any situation in your life, no matter how challenging, no matter how dark, no matter how much it triggers your despair, and like alchemize that into fuel that actually propels you even more quickly into alignment. I'm super excited to host this because it's brand new. I've never done this before, and basically I'm going to be taking only 3 people on because it is one-to-one. My time's limited. I'm only taking 3 people on, and we're going to work together over 3 months. We're going to work with all the 9 dragon elementals, as well as the golden dragons, and as well as your personal dragon guide. And we're just going to kind of dissolve any remaining blockages that may still be coming up for you and help you to create an empowered embodiment plan for yourself moving forward. So if you're interested in that, the link is in the description and also in the chat. And basically it's a one-to-one mentorship. So unlike my other services, like there's an application, and once you fill out that application, I will review that, and people that I feel like might be a good match, I will invite you to a free one-to-one discovery call where we can talk about it more before you like officially take the dive. So if anyone's feeling called to that, that linkage is there. I would love to work with any of y'all that are feeling called. I'm really excited to be taking on some one-to-one mentees. It's been a long time since I've done that. So yeah, really exciting stuff. So D-Boy says, wow, powerful and peaceful. Glad to hear it. Dionisio says, thank you. This was amazing, dear Hannah. Cool, cool, cool. And without further ado, friends, I'm going to start answering your questions. So this is open Q&A time. Like I said, if you have any questions for me, whether they're just general questions or questions about the collective energies, questions about your own personal journey, your own personal blockages, now is the time. Lay them out, lay them on me. Happy to channel. And I'm going to get to those. All right, so I think we had the one from Leo. I'm going to check that out. Okay, so Leo says, I don't know how to imagine having those instant rewards financially when I'm just starting to learn how to channel. Okay, so that's one question, and then you've got kind of another one. So first I'll answer that. You don't have to worry about how. The how is not your business, only the what. Hold the what's, forget about the how. When you're present, when you're at presence with what is right in front of you, with the now moment, you're aligned with that, you will get the downloads in perfect timing on what you can do in each and every moment to align physically with these rewards financially. But yeah, like miracles are possible. It doesn't matter that you're just learning how to channel. The fact that you're already kind of working with me, you're a part of Dragon Wealth, you're, vibing with me even in person, shows me that you're at a very high frequency already. Like you're more advanced than I think you give yourself credit for, and you have more experience than you realize. It's just a matter now of trusting what's already there. And you can trust that's going to skyrocket you. It's like when I started my business, I did not have much confidence, honestly, in my channeling at that point. I was doubting myself, questioning my sanity a lot, to be honest. It was really scary the first time I took on a paid client. I was so scared of like letting them down and like cheating them out of their money or something. But I did it anyways. I built up my trust. I showed myself that I can do it. And I just continued. And within a few months, I was full-time doing this sort of stuff. So it can happen really, really fast. And, things can happen through other means too. Don't worry about the how, because when you're worrying about the how, you're blocking yourself from that flow of abundance. When you're just like, this is what I want, and this is what I'm going to offer the world. Remember, too, big theme for this month is like offering service to the world. When you're just offering yourself in service in an aligned way, the money just starts coming in. You will be surprised. And so also you're wondering how to open an online business in Germany. I have to make my name public if I earn 20K. Is that greater than or less than 20K a year with a business? And I don't want to give people my name yet. So that is, it also seems like you might be getting a little ahead of yourself. I feel like, yeah, you might be surprised at like what you can do before it has to get all official with the German authorities. So I would say this is a future you problem, but I'm also sensing, yeah, like there can be some shadow work done on not wanting to give people your name yet. I sense there's a lot of shadow. I sense like some shame there, some identity shame. And that can definitely be alchemized. And you're a part of Dragon Wealth, so happy to coach you through that in any of the Dragon Wealth sessions if you want more support on that, like as we move through it, when we come to that that obstacle, shall we say. Okay. Hope that resonates. Hope that makes sense. So let me know. We got another question from Nicholas. What does it mean if every time I get by crows, they all start getting really loud, grouping up and following me? One even flew down and touched my head. Damn, that sounds like the birds. that sounds crazy. Yeah, I would say crows are very intelligent and they're linked with spirituality and psychic ability and witches and stuff because they're so connected beyond the veil, just like cats, for example. Cats also get this stereotype. There's a reason for it. The veil isn't as thick for them. And so they can tell, I just get the sense, they can tell that you're at a high frequency and they're drawn to you. And likely, I mean, there could be so many things that are happening here. Like it's very likely like a guide, deceased loved ones are using those crows to connect with you to get your attention. It could also be possible that crow is your spirit animal, your totem animal. So I would encourage you to like Google, just start researching like crow spirit animal, crow totem animal, see what resonates, what you can learn from crow. Maybe you're also being nudged to do some animal communication because that's totally a thing. You can totally communicate with these crows if you open your channel. You learn some animal communication. You can see what they have for you, why they're doing this essentially directly. All right, what else? What else do we got? So D-Boy says, what is light body and light body activation? That's a great question. Okay, so light body it's essentially the ascended version of your astral body. So we talk about the astral rights in the astral body. The astral is actually a part of the false matrix. It's actually of a lower frequency. And that, when I learned that, it made sense why I was always kind of hesitant to do astral travel. I was kind of traumatized, honestly. I did astral travel as a kid and a bit traumatized by it. This is why you can have some horror stories of astral travel because it's not the highest frequency. There's a lot of hijacking that happens there, dark energies that can get in. But when you work with your light body travel, you're just vibing so high that's not even possible. You vibe outside of the false matrix completely. And so that's what it is. Your light body is essentially like your ascension vehicle. It's your Merkaba. It's the energy of your soul itself. And when we do light body activation, it's essentially reconnecting you in with that so that you can safely travel in these higher frequencies, like above the astral, above the interference. Let me know if that makes sense, if that resonates. Okay. Matia's asking question, what's your take about paths with dragons? I'm not sure what that is. If you could describe that a little bit more, but I haven't heard of this. If it's like a book or something, or some show or something, I don't know, but I haven't heard of this. Jeffrey says, I'm activated. Glad to hear it. Morgan says, I've been following you for like 2 years. First time watching LL Strange. Yeah, it's weird, right? Vibing live. It's weird, vibing live. I don't go live just to the public so often anymore. That's actually like mostly what I did when I was first getting started on TikTok, but it's been a while. I do love me some lives though. There's just something really fresh and empowering about this like live energy. So Gabriel says, for the crows, yeah, Hecate trying to get your attention. That's true. There's many deities that are associated with the crow that could also be, yeah, like trying to communicate directly through crows. And Hecate specifically, like I work with her. She's a, you know, goddess deity of magic. So there you go again. Psychic ability is activating. That's the sense that I get. So D-Boy says, this is why I always failed astral travel and was never recommended to do it by my guardians. Well, exactly, right? Like, it makes sense. It was kind of the same for me, and I never knew why. So I was like, oh, it's like the cool thing to do as a spiritual person. It's like, oh, we want to astral travel and stuff. That's fun. That's exciting. I was always like resistant to it. And then I learned this. Oh, that would explain why. So yeah, you can still have all that fun. Just set the intention that you're working with the light body in the light realms instead. Troy says, been following you for a while. Finally found my path. Happy for you, friend. That's amazing. Wesley finally got to log in between appointments, but getting in it. Yeah, soak up them vibes, Wesley. We're going to head out shortly anyways. All right, so I'm going to finish. So Mattia elaborated. I mean, what about making a path with a specific dragon? You mean like a pact, like initiating your dragon path by making a pact with a dragon? Is that what you mean? And if that's what you mean, yeah, I would say be wary. I would be wary of like formal language like that, like a pact, because it could be some nefarious entity in disguise pretending to be a dragon. It could even be like a dragon, like a fallen dragon, a dark dragon, that's trying to like lock you into something. So I would be wary of that. Just from my experience with the dragons, like the ones that I work with in any case, I can't speak for anyone else. The ones that I work with, they don't like abide by such formalities. Yeah, they're pretty open. They just encourage free will. And yeah, like maybe we have kind of promises with each other, different ways of doing our equivalent exchange with each other, where we're sharing that energy in a healthy, balanced way, but never like a pact. A pact to me sounds like, yeah, really like getting like locked into something. It sounds like something I would be wary of. And that is what you meant, you said. Okay, cool. So I hope that makes sense and that answers your question. Caitlin says, feeling a strong pull to move out of the US ASAP while launching my spiritual business. Curious how the dragons led you to Germany and advice to get energetic clarity on where to move abroad. Yeah, I feel you, my friend. Yeah, so Germany is actually my fourth continent. I've also lived in Japan and Australia. And so I'm really, let's say, experienced in this particular area at this point. And I would say it starts exactly as you described, of feeling a strong pull to move somewhere. For me, though, it's always the strong pull is like, it's not like I want to get away from somewhere. It's like I want to go somewhere. It's like I just knew that I needed to come to Germany. I knew I needed to go to Australia. I knew I needed to go to Japan. And it was like a knowing. So if you're not having that sense of knowing about any particular place yet, it might not be time just yet to make the move. So I would like ask your higher self and your guides, your dragons, openly to like make it clear, make it obvious where it should be when it is time, and they will. And it'll be like a knowing. I can tell you each time I was called to move to some different place, like not only did I have this knowing, like, yeah, I'm going to go there. It was also like I was bombarded with synchronicities. Like I would just, hear about that country on TV all the time. I would meet people from that country, just seeing all these synchronicities to the point that it would like drive me a little crazy, and I had no choice but to surrender to it. So yeah, it was the same for Germany. I just got this hit like, yo, it's Germany. I got to go to Germany. Does that answer your question? Let me know. Wesley says, your videos came the same night I went to Circle and the dragon showed itself, the whole meditation. Then your video popped up that night and it went along with my visions. Love that we're vibing, my friend. Morgan says, when I think of dragons, I think of red or green. Don't know why. Probably because you have red and green dragon guides working with you. That would be my guess with that. And I get the sense you have one of each. Cafe Cedar Beard says, one thing is Jupiter is the sole gas giant not changing back to the old sign in the fall. Also entering exalted waters on June 9th for the whole trek to Leo. Interesting. Yeah, there's a lot of interesting astrology happening right now, for sure. Dionysia says, any recommendations on making a ritual with dragons? I mainly meditate with them, ask them questions, and let them alchemize what's not needed. Yeah, I would say that's really great. That sounds solid. That sounds like a nice standard practice of connecting with them. I would say if you want to have more fun with it, you can like do different rituals for the different elementals. If you want to experiment working with the different elementals, you can like, for example, if you work with a water dragon, maybe you can like take a bath and imagine that the bath is like an activation, or you can like speak some things into the water and then drink it and imagine you're merging with it. If you're working with the earth dragons, perhaps you can do some communication with the trees, let's say, something like that. Perhaps for like air dragons, you could do some incense, see, and then like scry with the incense, see if you see like pictures or something. So I would say let your imagination have fun here and play with it. Let yourself be a little creative. And what else do we got? D-Boy says, is the dream state the astral state, or are there layers when you're dreaming? Yeah, it can be. That's what I'm hearing. The astral state can be the dream states. It just depends like where your soul wants to go. So if you're afraid of the astral state, you don't necessarily have to be, but if you are, you can just set the intention before you go to bed that you're not going to go there, that you're just going to go to specific places. And I would, in fact, encourage anyone watching to, get more intentional with your dream states by setting intentions before you go to bed, like what you want to happen while you're sleeping, where you want to go, who you want to vibe with, and it will be so. Morgan says, what's red and green dragons? Oh, it's just a color. It doesn't necessarily say anything about them. It could be that they're like perhaps fire dragon or earth dragon. There tends to be some correlation with the colors, but not always. So you always want to check with the dragon to see what their affinity is. So Cafe Cedarbeard said, I invoked Archangel Michael New Year's Eve and got red dragons in my inner eye, cleansing my energy. Then quit drinking with the clear vision I had at that party with no plan to do that. Still no booze. Wow, that sounds super powerful. And yeah, I wouldn't be surprised that you saw red dragons. They hold a very strong frequency that seems like on par, similar in frequency to what Archangel Michael gives off. And it is very strong, like our Archangel Michael works with like that big sword, right? And the fire dragons, they just burn shit. The red dragons, they'll burn shit. So yeah. What else we got? D-Boy says, layer of state when you dream, or what would you say dream state is? What purpose does our astral body have? Like our astral body was basically, letting us have like a false sense of our true nature of light body travel while we exist in the false matrix. That's kind of what's coming through for that. And yeah, like dream state is a lot of things. Essentially, the way I see it is like when you dream, it's like your soul is kind of just detaching from your physical body and doing all sorts of stuff like in the higher realms. So you might be like living out parallel lives. You might be processing emotions from this life, working out karma with people from this life. You may just be playing and having fun. You may be receiving healing and downloads. So many different things can happen. But essentially, I see it as like when we sleep, we're recharging. So it's like we are spiritual beings. We can only like be in this physical realm so much before we get completely drained, right? When you sleep, you're reconnecting, almost like a phone being reconnected to power source, with source, literally source, and you're recharging yourself. So that's the purpose of it in my experience. Caitlin says, thank you. Yes, I've gotten that feeling like you when moving before, just different to feel the urgency now without clarity. Guides are saying patience, grasshopper. Haha. Yeah. Yeah. I feel like it will, the urgency, like the knowing of where to move to will be just as quick. It's like right now it's scary because it's like, oh God, what if it never comes? It's never going to come, but I got to get out. But like it will come instantly and you won't be able to unknow it at that point. So just set the intention that they'll make it like really obvious when it's time, and they will. And that will be that. And I think it'll all work out very magically for you after that point. But I get the sense maybe for now you're still needed in the US for whatever reason. Your frequency is helping the US process some stuff. So that is why you're there. Morgan says, how do I check? Do they got Gmail? Oh, that would be helpful. I would encourage you, Morgan, to watch some of my videos on dragons in the dragons playlist. I talk about how to connect with your dragons more consciously. Long story short, just setting the intention to connect with them is all that's really needed. Like you can literally just have conversations with them in your head. Even if you hear nothing back, you just tell them what you want to tell them. And when you show up consistently enough, eventually you'll start receiving things back. Dionisio says, thank you. That's a great starting point. Very grateful. You and your channel are the confirmation that I need because the things you say are literally what I experience with them. Thank you so much. You're very welcome, my friend. Mystic Jaguar says, so I've had this happen a couple nights so far. I will be sitting with my back to the light in my kitchen. All of a sudden, it's like something blocks the light. There's a fluttering sound or feeling, but when I look, there's nothing physically there. Feels like a being, but I'm having a hard time connecting. It's happened once outside as well. Any insights? Oof, I'm getting a creepy feeling reading that. I wonder if it's like some sort of entity or something. That's just what I'm getting. I would say tune to your own like emotions, like when this happens. And you can call on, I'm getting the sense, well, you're in the house and this is perfect because in the house, that's all. I'll also say this too for people. So in my private community in Mystery School, the House of the Spirit Dragon, next month, the month of June, we're working with the light dragons. That's going to be fun. We've never done that before. And so what I was going to say, Mystic Jaguar, is call in some light dragons, and if it's a dark being, a dark entity, they can help like purge that and like keep the frequency strong. They can clear out the space, put up some wards. I'm getting, yeah, like just creepy vibes from it. Ooh, Keen Ancient says, I have this urge to ask, what about gray dragons? Oh, that's an interesting question. No one ever talks about that. I don't even know if I've ever seen a gray dragon. It's not very common. Yeah, I would say, so like one, you don't have to put too much investment in dragon colors because from what I understand, they wear their colors like we wear clothes and they can change their colors accordingly. I'm just getting the sense maybe we don't see gray dragons a lot because a lot of times it's just like, it's almost like being drained of life. That's kind of the vibe I'm getting, like almost like they're worn out, like their soul is tired if they're giving off that frequency where they appear gray. It's interesting. Leo says, I'm scared that I can still block myself. Yeah, that's okay. Let yourself be scared. Let yourself be scared. Just don't let yourself spiral in the thoughts for too long, but let yourself feel that somatic sensation of being scared. And the more that you go into that, the more you'll process it and you'll move through it and you'll feel confident again. So Deep Boy says, thanks. Got lots of understanding. Beautiful. Caitlin appreciates that affirmation. Theo says, off from my desired timeline. I seem to want to go high, then low, always again and again. I would say that's normal in my experience in any case. I think this is pretty normal for a lot of like dragon soul people. We just vibe with intensity. That means high highs and low lows. And it's totally normal. It's just a part of the process. The more you like just accept it for what it is, the more you'll be able to anchor the high highs without going as long in and as intensely into the low lows, if that makes sense. So Mattia says, Hannah, are you preparing for 2027? Kind of, yeah. So I feel for a while, I felt that 2027 will be very significant. So it's just something in my energy that I'm like, oh, what's going to happen in 2027? Oh, I'm excited. So yeah, I would say I kind of am, but also not, because I just trust everything's in perfect timing. I don't want to think too much about the future, stress too much about the future, trying to be as present as possible. And certainly like 2025 is giving me enough to to occupy my focus for the time being. It's very much intense. There's been a lot happening, more so than I anticipated even. Wesley says, is it possible to always have a dragon watching over you or always be connected? My whole life, I've always been drawn to them and felt them. Totally. Yeah, I would say so. I was saying that earlier in the session. It's like, yeah, you're always connected to source, to your higher self, your guides and stuff. It's always there. It's just sometimes we feel this illusion of disconnection, but there isn't any disconnection at the end of the day. And the fact that you've always kind of been aware of this connection shows that, yeah, like you haven't been totally severed from the veil. Hello, Aquarius one, welcome. We're just doing a little Q&A, probably going to wrap up in the next few minutes, but if anyone has any questions, happy to answer those for this 15K celebration. So I think this is Malia. Can your dragon guides change? Back in 2021, when I found your channel, I had a red dragon. Today in the meditation, I saw a white dragon, and they seem different from my old guide. Oh, totally. Yeah, totally. I have so many dragon guides. And so each guide, like when you're working with specific spirit guides, they all have like different lessons and frequencies and things that they can teach you, ways they can help you heal, ways they can activate you. Oftentimes, once you're like done with one, like another one will come forward that can help you with what you're dealing with in the moment. So that's what it sounds like. Maybe you mastered the red dragon's lessons and now you're ready for this white dragon. And that's also to say too, if you're missing other guides, like it's like, oh, they're not around, they can always come back too and teach you other lessons in the future, and they can always just kind of be there. But in my experience, yeah, I've had so much fluctuation with guides, like who's in a prominent position, who's kind of just in the background, et cetera, et cetera. Morgan says, so are dragons like a reflection of ourselves from different dimensions? Like as above, so below? Totally. I mean, anyone here would have a dragon soul to a degree where you have like multi-dimensional incarnations as a dragon. So yeah, it could be possible even that your guide or guides is like your own dragon self. Jay Sparko says, how do I know one is nearby? You just know. That's what I say. Clear cognizance. You just know. You just feel it. You'll know. If you know, you'll feel it. And depending on your dominant psychic ability, I mean, it might come through different channels. You could hear them if you're clairaudient. You could like feel emotions, like feel their presence almost tangibly if you're clairsentient, and so on and so forth. If you're curious about what your natural psychic ability is, I actually have a free quiz that you can take to figure that out in just a few minutes. It's called What's Your Psychic Superpower? It's on my website. Also, it's linked in most of my videos. You're welcome, Wesley. Yeah, Malia's excited. Glad to hear it. D-Boy says also, what is Merkaba? What is it? Its purpose? What does activating it do? Yeah, it's just like what I'm getting. It's basically is like your light body, but it's like more structured. That's what's coming through. And its purpose is it's like literally your ascension vehicle. Like you think of like ETs, aliens, like in their spacecrafts, it's that basically for us. It's like our spacecraft to kind of navigate through these different timelines and dimensions and realities and worlds. And it helps to keep you safe. Like it keeps the gunk out, just like we have like windshields, right? We have roofs on our car to block out any gunk that may come while we're traveling. That's what the Merkaba can do. And activating it can allow you to become more aware of your multidimensional selves, because it's safer for you to kind of access these different dimensions, these different layers when it's activated. Keen says, I was just reminded to let you know to check your DMs. Okay, thank you. Cecilia says, do demons and dragons share similarities, like in sovereignty is what I mean? I'm not sure exactly what you mean. I would say kind of yes and no. Depends. So demons, they can operate at like they just operate at a lower frequency than dragons, that's for sure. But also it's like I feel in general dragons have this like I don't give a fuck attitude, as demons do as well. There can be some crossover. I even have a dragon guide that some have said feels kind of demonic because she vibrates at a lower frequency. She likes to like feed on dark energies and work with like dark dangerous energies. So yeah, there can be some similarity, but it's important to know the difference. At the end of the day, like demons are operating at a lower frequency than dragons. Aquarius one said, I started seeing them in my third eye a few months ago. When I'm with them, I do feel like I am a dragon. That's super cool. I'm glad to hear it. Yeah, they're back. They're back, baby. They've always been here. They're back in full force. That's why I'm feeling called to host lives where we go to the dragon realm and stuff now. It's time. It's time to, you know, reconnect that bridge, to rebuild that bridge. Well, welcome, Jimmy John. Morgan says, seems like fire and nature either clash or rebirth, as in the red and green aspect, because old forests can't restart without fire. Totally. Yeah, they play off of each other. That's true. Leo says, how do you activate your Merkaba? I would recommend like a meditation. Ideally, if you're a strong channeler, like you can just do it yourself. If you're not confident, you can look up like guided meditations for this, activations for this. Ironically, it's funny you guys are asking about the Merkaba, because we're going to activate it in the house this month in June when we work with the light dragon. So we're like actually going to be doing that together. But at the end of the day, as I say with anything, it's simply intention. If you set the intention that you want to activate your Merkaba, you will. I would say make sure if you're doing that, just set the intention that like you only like activate it to the degree that you're able to handle, so it doesn't get overwhelming for you. Alrighty. Any other questions? I think we're going to wrap up this live in just a minute here. But if there's another question or two, happy to answer those. Okay, Keen's got a question. All right, I will wait for you, my friend. D-Boy says, wow, thanks, lots of info. Yeah, right, it's a lot to integrate today. It's a lot to integrate today, which is why I said, feel free to revisit this session, the recording, like a few times for the full integration. Not even just the meditation, but also like these answers and stuff. Just let it kind of soak in. Malia says, thank you. This is awesome. Glad to hear it, my friend. Morgan says, so I'm going through my own wildfire. What's your thoughts? Yeah, I would say so. Totally. It's a burning, it's a transformation. It's trial by fire. It's a dragon trial, as I like to put it. Leo says, Thank you. The demon question is interesting. Is there a fun version of hell with true justice? I feel like STH, like that exists and may be connected to dragony vibes. Let me reread that question again. Is there a fun version of hell with true justice? I feel, yeah, like that exists. Yeah, totally. So as I always say, right, if it can be conceived of, it exists. The fact that you can even conceive of that means it exists. So yes, it exists. And yeah, that's all they need to say on the matter. Ellen says, question, do you think helping people wake with buffo? Is that a typo? I'm not sure what that is helpful? I found it to be. Can you elaborate, please? Gabriel, yes. Thank you as well, my friend. I hope you have a great day. Just waiting on our final questions before we dip. And I gotta say, it's been an absolutely lovely live experience. I appreciate each and every one of you. And I'm looking forward to doing another live when I hit the 300K in TikTok. Oh, that's so sweet, Keen. Thank you. I received that. So Keen says, did anyone tell you they appreciate you today? If not, let me be the first to let you know I am proud and I am thankful that I've met you. That's so sweet. Thank you. Aha. Alan says, yeah, it's DMT. Ah, yes. I don't work with any like substances whatsoever. So for me, you can watch my videos to see more of my views on this. I literally did videos. It's called I Died and Went to Hell. If the title doesn't tell you enough about my one time with substances. Yeah, I personally don't like to use them. I don't find it helpful, but I know that it can be helpful for certain people, and you'll know if it's an alignment for you or if it isn't an alignment for you. And so I encourage everyone to just follow their own intuition on what they feel called to work with or not work with, and know that that's totally valid. So if it's been helpful for you, Alan, keep working with that, and yeah, you can totally help others to do the same and guide them through that experience. Monkey says, thanks for your help. You're very welcome. Thank you, my friends. I received that. I appreciate that. Morgan says, on the aspect of hell, we had to say in the military, it is what you make of it. So how is what you make of it? Wishing for hell is wishing for more hardship and knowledge. Child yearns for the mines. Yeah. I guess to wrap up, this is kind of an interesting full circle way to wrap this up. In that experience where I say I died and went to hell, I was in like this hell loop, this hell realm on this like trip that I had, and it was an eternity. Because time doesn't exist. I experienced an eternity of hell. It was great. And it was literally what I experienced it as a time loop where I was just experiencing the same thing over and over again, like Groundhog's Day. And the only way for me to get out of it was to just make a choice to get out of it. It was just a conscious choice. And so on what you said, Morgan, it's like, yeah, like it's all about perspective, right? It's like choosing something different, choosing to see things with a different perspective, a higher perspective, and then instantly it loses its hold and it's no longer hell. So thank you, friends. Have you read Simulation Life User's Guide by Jason Barnes? No, but I will note that. Mattia, thanks for sharing. And with that, my friends, yes, I'm going to send you guys off with much love, with good vibes, high energy. I hope you guys can feel it. Just feel this dragon energy coming at you now. Just receive it, bring it into your heart space. Know that you are worthy of it. Now is your time. Now is your time to begin this new chapter. I'm excited to see where you guys all end up. Until next time, much, much love to you and stay powerful. Bye-bye.